Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Mopar Monday. And as I mentioned on Saturday, we have quite a few Mopars unboxed for you, and we even have more on the way. Today we're taking a look at some of the older releases from Greenlight. We got 3B bodies. Actually, all three of them I've been trying to get for a while, but never could find them for a reasonable price, and I finally happened up on them and got them for a pretty decent deal. I'm trying to see which one is the oldest one, and we'll do it first. I think it's going to be the GL Muscle GTX. Yeah, this one's from 2015. This is the 1970 Plymouth GTX. Now, this car came with these wheels on it, the 5 slots. And I'm not sure why they even put those on the car, because even the car in the picture had Mopar rallies. So that's what I try to do, is simulate the car in the picture, or duplicate the car in the picture. And I think I did okay. The rallies originally were black. They came off of my black 71 Super B. So I had to color them with a marker. And as you can see, some of the edge paint has come off, but it still looks better than the 5 slots in my opinion. I just like the more stock look, and it fits in with my B-body wall that I'm making with the little brick rod plastic, PVC plastic rectangles that hold your cars. I'm stacking those up. I think I got 54 over there now, and I'm going to order more so I can keep continuing the wall of B-bodies. So anyways, this car is from GL Muscle Series 12, and it is a 1970 Plymouth GTX in ivy green. And on the back, it does tell us some facts about the car. 1970 was the most performance-focused year to date for the GTX, which first debuted in '67. This was due to the success of the Roadrunner, which had fewer base options and lower standard horsepower, which made for a smaller price tag. The 440 Super Commando, which produced 375 horsepower, was the standard power plant in the GTX, but could be upgraded to the 425 horse 426 Hemi. An optional air grabber hood was available to bring in fresh air to the engine by flipping a lever on the dash, which opened a door on the hood. Yeah, 70 and 71s had the best looking air grabbers. They were really cool. But I don't think this guy has a, no, it doesn't have the air grabber. So let's go ahead and take it out and get a better look at it. And sometimes with these darker greens from Greenlight, I've had issues with some of the older ones, like my 71 RT that I got. It's more of a darker green. It's even darker than this, and I forget what they call it, but then they use a lot of metallic, and some areas, it's just like when they sprayed the paint, the metallic gathered together in little blotches. One side looked really good, but the passenger side had some issues, and all of them that I've come across are like that, even the loose ones. I thought mine was because it was in the package for so long, and I finally unboxed it, and the package is what caused the issue, but it wasn't the case. So, yeah, some of the dark green cars I hesitate to buy because of that reason, but this one I was kind of hesitating to buy, but I'm glad I picked it up because the paint is perfect on it. And as I said, I like it better with the Firestone wide ovals and the Still rally wheels on it. Yeah, as you can see, the lip is not perfect, but it's okay. And under the hood, there is the 446 pack, it looks like, on this one. So, really cool car. Looks good in the darker green with black bucket seat interior and a black top. And as I said, it just has the power bulge hood. It doesn't have the air grabber on it. So anyways, that is the first one. Now, number 2 is from 2019, and it's from the Meckham Auction series. And let's see, this is Meckham Auction Series 4. And this is another car that I had to do a wheel swap on, but not to a different style wheel. I had to swap them out on the backs, one back one and one front one, because they were like this. It's like the chrome didn't finish its plating, or something, because it's not black paint. I tried to use something to get off the black paint and it didn't work. It's just still on there. So the chrome didn't take properly on two of the wheels. So this one is bad, and there was one on the front that was bad. But luckily I had an extra set from one of my junk Greenlight cars, and I was able to put two of them on. So the two on this side are the original, and the two on the other side are the ones from another Greenlight car. So this is the Meckham Auctions, and experience begins at Meckham.com, and it will tell us a little bit about the car. This is one of only 98 Hemi GTX hardtops produced in '69 with 4-speed manual transmission. So it has an air grabber. It has refreshed in 1970, limelight green. Yeah, I thought that was an odd color for '69 because a lot of the high impacts did not start until '70. There was some stuff that was, bright and vibrant in '69, but most of the high impact stuff was in '70 and '71. So I had a black vinyl top, 4-speed automatic, red line tires, leather bucket seats, and console. Sold in Louisville for $100,000, and it's not even an original paint car. Hope it was a numbers matching car for that kind of money. Because for a clone, that's, I don't know. Even clones bring big money nowadays. But I would say a clone 69 GTX Hemi car, it would probably fetch 60 or 70 grand, probably. So, anyways, here it is. Up close and personal. As you can see, it does have a red line tire on it, but it's really hard to see. That's why when I put the tires back on these wheels, it's a little hard to see. And then something's with these wheels, too, where the wheel or the tire does not want to fit on these wheels. It's like the outer part is just a little bit too big where it seats down in the tire, and I tried to finagle with it, and it just doesn't want to seat on there any better. But in my opinion, it looks better than those all black messed up chrome wheels. As I said, like looking at it from a side stance, it looks pretty good. But yeah, as I mentioned, though, the other ones were pretty hit. So it looks good like this. At first, I just put the two bad ones on this side and had these two facing out because all of the cars that I have displayed on that wall, as I was talking about, showed a driver's side. So it would have been okay if I didn't have extra wheels, but I did, so I used them. And as I said, the tires don't seat too well, but it looks better than the black chrome. So that's number 2 for today. So we have a 69 GTX and a 70 GTX. This GTX should have been this color, and that color should have been on that one. I do have a 70 GTX in limelight, actually. And so the last one is one of the hardest ones I've had to find. And this is on like my top 5 to get list, and it was this guy here, the 1968 Dodge Charger RT Hemi from the 50 years of the Hemi. And this doesn't really make sense. It says 1964 to 2014, which is true, but Greenlight released a set again in 2021. But I'm sure that they did a tribute set in 2014. I think all the cars were maroon at that time, like a maroonish burgundy. Looks really good. It almost looks like a candy apple red color. But yeah, this is kind of weird that they release a 50-year anniversary set 7 years after the 50th anniversary. So anyways, I thought this car was much older than what it is, and I thought the set was much older than what it was, but it's not. So on the back of this, it shows you the Hemi and like a cutaway of the engine, and points out the valves and your camshaft and also the crank and everything like that. Even the bearings, it says reinforced bearing cap and drop forged connecting rods and double roller drive chain and camshaft still backed Babbitt bearings, hemispherical combustion chamber, and non-silence low restriction air cleaner, mechanical valve train, and cast iron exhaust exhaust manifolds, but it says exhaust header. That's what I was going to say. I got tongue twisted there because it didn't say what I thought it was going to say. But very large silicon chrome intake valves, chrome magnesium I guess it would be magnesium, exhaust valves, large cylinder wall, cooling passages, and cast iron exhaust header once again. So that's it about this one. So let's get it out and take a look at it. And this car, as I said, it took me a while to find one for a reasonable price. There's one on eBay. The guy wants $45 for it. Then there was another one on eBay that was loose, but they had wheel swapped it to the really fat Magnum 500s, which I couldn't understand why they would do that. I have a couple 70 Chargers that I would like to swap out to this style Magnum, the ones that look more realistic. But the one that's on their loose wheel swap, they want $18 for it. I actually found 3 of these, and I bought all 3 of them when I found them because they are very hard to get nowadays. I have one posted on eBay, and the other one I had already sold, so I'm keeping one, and I'm just passing the other 2 along to people looking for them for a reasonable price compared to what some others want for them. So as a 68, this is, I don't know what color blue this is, but it's a very nice looking blue. Almost, I know, like a greenish blue in a way, with the double white tail stripe. Looks really cool. 68 is their, one of their characteristics is the round marker lights. All 68 Mopars had round marker lights. And then the open grille with the hideaway headlights is another 68 Charger characteristic. And then the double round tail lights. And those are, actually, I don't know, I'm a big fan of the round tail lights. I think they look really cool. And the other ones, like 69, 70s, they're okay, the long rectangle-like ones, but I just love the 68 round tail lights. They look really cool. But this color on a white interior looks really cool. And then the hood does open, and as you can see, it says it has a Hemi, but the motors that they made for their Chargers are way too small. Now in the GTXs, they are great. As you can see how much bigger the engine is on the B-body Plymouth. And the car, yeah, the car is a little bit wider, as you can see. So that's, maybe they made the Charger just a hair bit too narrow. But this is the only second-gen Charger we have out there, except for what Hot Wheels has out for us. Hot Wheels did have a really nice one in a 40th anniversary set, but they never released it again. It's just one time, and it was black, I think, with a red tail stripe, and it came with a CUDA next to it. So that's it for our B-Body Mopar Monday. We will be back again in the middle of this week to do something else. I'm not sure what's coming in. We should be getting some cool stuff coming in. It may be more Mopars, but I have a lot of new Mopars coming. I have all the new Coronets from Auto World coming. I have the new Furies from Auto World coming. I even have the Auto World store exclusive Fury and Coronet coming. They haven't shipped yet, but the other ones did ship, the regular versions. So those should be here by the middle of the week. Maybe we'll take a look at them on Friday. But worst case scenario, I'll be back on Friday for our Free It Friday. But turn on your notification bell so you know when I do one of those spontaneous drops. And that way you can see the video. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate every one of you. And have a great week. And we'll see you on Friday at the latest.